Hey everyone, got the second sale of March coming up on the 26th, and as I showed you earlier and briefly, we do have a great selection of mid-century. These have been in the gallery for a little bit now just to get some exposure, but as you have seen, they are Gio Ponti for M. Singer and Sons, original condition, not retouched or refinished. We got them out of a house locally, and there is a pair of them as you'll see in a second. Great original patina, beautiful early models. Excellent condition with a $25,000 to $35,000 estimate. Obviously some wear, these were regularly used, but I think that adds to the provenance and the history of them. You be the judge though. We do have a number of Paul Evans pieces. Here's a nice cabinet with unfortunately later legs added to that, but does have a slate top, does have the copper wrapping on that, and fitted interior, lacquered interior, drawers to the top and bottom. Finished on the back as well. And some of the nicer Paul Evans that we have, in my opinion at least, are the directional pieces and the studio pieces that we have, including this dining table. PE46 is the model. It has great symbology on it. It has the beautiful colors, the reds, the gildings, the yellows, maintained really well. Has a nice plate glass top on it, and this should do really well. I believe this is signed 68, PE 68, so a nice earlier one. We'll move into the main room where we have a number of designers, both American, Danish, you name it, we have a good selection of each of them. And this right here, right in the front and center of the room, is the Vladimir Kagan snail table. Very easily identifiable as Kagan. This is a nice, good condition one. There is one of the buffers that is missing, but overall there's no veneer losses or chips. It's something that you usually see on these earlier ones, but this one is in good conditions, one of my favorites. We do have also contemporary pieces. This is a set of 7 contemporary lucite and steel dining chairs. The weight on these are just incredible, very high quality, thick lucite. The steel is high quality as well. It has a very nice streamlined look, very geometric and modern. And I believe that these should do well. They've never come up to auction before, but it is a New York City design house that has manufactured and designed these, and I have high expectations for these. We have a number of Paul Macabre pieces from the same estate as the Gio Pontis. I'll show you one of the lounge chairs in a second, but this is a 3-piece to be sold as one lot. The Connoisseur Collection by H. Sachs & Son, that's the manufacturer that Paul Macabre designed these pieces for. We have a number of other contemporary designs, nice decorative lamps with the driftwood style in there, nice lucite blocks. We have stainless steel and chrome set of a cabinet and a dining table that does match to be sold separately. I believe this is probably Ello, the Italian company, but it is unsigned. One of my favorite pieces and a later addition to the sale is a Edward Wormley for Dunbar marble top server. This is in great vintage condition. The marble top has been added later, so there is a finished top underneath this, but I think it looks really great with the marble top. This is a quality piece of marble that was added at the time, and it is signed on the drawer interior, the two-tone, really a nice accent to this piece. If you want to take a look at the wall here, we have another one of the featured Paul Evans pieces. This is a rare 4-panel wall unit with the thick glass shelving. Usually you see these in a shorter 3-panel version, but this is a extra large, spans the entire segment of the wall here, and has a signature on the bottom of one of them. This cast and sculpted resin is just really dynamic, very typical of the brutalist movement that Paul Evans is so well known for. And although this came out of a Long Island estate, it could really go anywhere in the world for the end buyer. And this is just such a great piece and such a nice large size that, again, I have high expectations for this and the rest of the Evans pieces. We also have a number of Dunbar and Edward Wormley designed pieces that came in also recently, but from a different estate. This is a cork top, laminated cork top and lacquered Edward Wormley for Dunbar round coffee table. Nice height on this, about 12 or 13 inch height. This is also a Paul McCobb chair here, like I mentioned earlier. This is one of my favorite designs of this chair. It really has that nice subtle curvature to the back, complete with ottoman, the nice tapered skinny legs. It has the original cushions there, and although it has been reupholstered, it does have a complete sense to it. I mean, this is really functional, transitional piece, but entirely modern in its aesthetic as well. Moving along to this piece next to it is another recognizable designer, Carl Springer. This is a super heavy example, a nice brass feet, the linen wrapped and painted. It's an unusual dark and light contrasting color here. It is unmarked, but I'm attributing it to Carl Springer. I mean, the quality is just really there, and judging by the other items in the estate and the amount of Carl Springer that was also in the estate that was being kept by the family, this is a good indication of what this piece is. We also have some great lighting in the sale. This is one of the pieces, a pair of Murano glass lamps, nice large size table lamps with a spherical twist decoration, gold flecking on the interior, great color. Nice to have a pair of these. These should do pretty well. I think they're estimated pretty conservatively, 3 to 5 or 4 to 600. But I think that these usually do well with us because of where we are and because of the quality of the actual manufacturer. In the center of the room here, that actually looks really great with this carpet, but this dark sculpted Paul Evans coffee table. This is a nice large size with the geometric blocking on the base, a nice thick plate glass top. This one is also signed from the same estate as the wall unit and as the chair that I'll show you in a second. But this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous example of Paul Evans brutalist style in a lower coffee form table. And it provides great contrast to, you know, some of the more streamlined modern pieces that were being designed and manufactured at the time. Less chrome, more brutal. This is what it is. We also have something that just came in yesterday, so you can see it online now. An after Giacometti, you could call it a hall tree or a coat rack, coat tree. A really great example of Giacometti inspired design with the verdigris or patinated base on it, the nice little carvings of the birds and the buds here to hold your jacket and your hats. It's probably Carol Gratal, but unsigned and unidentified, but we'll leave it as is. It's just really quality. It is bronze, super heavy, and the craftsmanship is definitely there. So this is a good example of contemporary Giacometti inspired design. Behind that we have a Knoll large day bed. This day bed, obviously the strap needs to be repaired. There's one or two of these patches that have seam separations, but overall the base is in fantastic condition, and a little bit of upholstery TLC, and this will be back to its original form. One of the nice dynamic Barcelona examples. This is really good color and has a nice warmer tones on the base with the chrome as well. It is labeled Knoll on the underside, and it can easily be repaired and returned to its former glory. The final example of Paul Evans that I'll show you here is a sculpted side chair. This is a nice curved back chair. It's funny, it actually recalls kind of that Paul McCobb lounge chair that we have in the back, but only a single, unfortunately. I'd love to have 8 of these, I'm sure you would too, but this is a great example of his seating. It has a nice sculpted size, the cast resin over a wood frame it appears to be, and again, just another great example of Paul Evans design from the same estate as the other pieces in the sale. And I will finish off the segment. Although we do have so much more, I do suggest you take a look at the website. We do have a number of smalls, including this small but not so small Fantoni for Raymore ceramic lion. Usually you see these in the horizontal form. This is a nice rare size. Haven't seen any of these come to market, at least not recently. This should do pretty well. Really decorative and nice rare form, like I said. It is signed on the underside and marked made in Italy, as you can see there, with the Raymore original label. That's something you don't see too often, but you know, great colors on this, nice warm and inviting piece of ceramic. Finally, I we'll go back to lighting. This is a pair of Pepe Mendoza signed pineapple form lamps, very heavy, nice bronze and patinated bronze bases to them, and the fixtures are just high quality and they should do pretty well. A couple of them have come up to auction recently and have performed pretty well, so I do have good expectations for these, but I'll let the market decide on that. And that does it for the Modern. Like I said, we have so much more that you should really check out or come to the preview, and I will see you there March 26th.